So I have a funny anecdote about Canadians and golf in Vegas. If I can do this in 2 minutes, but I think it's relevant to this. So I mentioned the Tin Cup I played in a golf tournament for a client, and it was basically just like a scramble, right? So first of all, I showed up late, poor form, which we talked about. Running behind, they're already out on the course. They started right on time, so they had to take me out to like the second or third hole because they'd already played through and it's a scramble, so they're moving quickly. So already, my apologies there, mea culpa. But they dropped me off. They run me out to the third hole and they dropped me off. And so there were 3 people in this 4-person scramble. I was the 4th. 2 of them were Canadian casino executives, and then
nice.
So the third one was an analyst for the Nevada Gaming Commission. So he was the ringer on our foursome. So
nice.
When we were playing the scramble, the way that we would do this is, he would hit the Happy Gilmore shot, right? He'd go 400 yards and trying to like clear all the obstacles and land on the green. And then I would lay up and play it safe. And then the 2 Canadians were somewhere in the mix. We just take whoever had the best shot. But the 2 of us were in a cart, and the 2 Canadian casino executives that were in the other one were doing a beer and then every 4 holes doing a shot when the cart came around. So they were drinking Labatt too, because they had it at this course.
Nice.
So 4 holes in, I joined 3 holes in, they've already done a shot and they each had 3 Labatts. And so one of the casino executives, and this is a question I had for you too, but we can do it now, is doing movie lines on a golf course. Because you would expect golfing that Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack are the ones that I've heard on the golf course, but this guy was pretty adamant about quoting National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So every time he would drive, he would go. So every time this guy drove or anybody drove, especially early on, he'd go, "She's a Beaut, Clark," every single time. So first it was just him, like his shots. He would say, "She's a Beaut, Clark," every time he'd hit it. And then it was every time anybody hit it, he would say it. And then it was not just driving, it was every single shot on the golf course. And so as this guy gets more and more beers in and more shots in, by the time we get to the 18th hole, it's like every swing and he's just like muttering it to himself, right? So we get into the clubhouse after we finish. We finished somewhere in the middle in this tournament somewhere. And all these guys have been drinking the whole day, right? So we sit down at the table. His partner, not the guy doing the movie lines, the other executive from this casino in Canada, he stands up, puts his beer down. And he's like, "All right." He's like, "I got to drive to San Diego." And so the guy from the Nevada Gaming Commission, I look at each other, we look at him and we said, are you sure? Because it's going to be 6 hours without traffic to drive down to San Diego. And you've been drinking literally all day. You've had like 5 shots, you've had like 18 drinks at this point. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm Canadian." And walks out of the clubhouse and the other guy stands up and goes, "She's a Beaut, Clark," on his way out the door. So it was the weirdest experience I've ever had on a golf course, but pretty telling to playing golf with Canadians. Anyway, so
it sounds like fun.
it was something else, but anyway.